Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Beer and Money. My name is Ryan Burklo, and on today's episode, we're going to be talking about inheritance versus investment. Today's topic came from a conversation that I had with a mentor of mine on a plane ride back from Dallas, and this person is someone that I hold in high regard, and really I'm trying to model what I'm building financially for my personal self as well as just family values, trying to represent that and share that with my kids. And during this conversation, this person is really closer to, I don't want to say retirement, because this person, like me, will probably never quote unquote retire in the traditional sense, but they have now transitioned to the where they want to spend more time in different areas, and they're transitioning out of a business that they've built for several decades. And the conversation was eye-opening to me. And so that's today's episode. I really think you're going to get something out of it because, I walked away thinking, wow, what I've been doing personally and building, this changed everything that I'm looking to do um, over the long haul. And this is all about, you could think about legacy, or you can just think about the relationship between money, your kids, and values, I think is the big takeaway here. So let's dive right in. So let's define the difference here. So inheritance are normally it's assets that you may or someone may receive, typically when a loved one passes away, right? The loved one passes away and you inherit their assets. It could be money, investments, real estate, what have you. Investment in this concept is money that's given to you, where they're actually investing in you, which is really sharing or showing a belief in you. So I want to make sure we get those two definitions straight before we dive into the story here, because the story was just so powerful. Inheritance, I think, oftentimes is, money. I saw a social media post the other day about how um, some child found out how much their parents were worth, and they were upset that they were not sharing some of that wealth today because they were struggling from a paycheck to paycheck mindset. And I got to be honest with you, my first thought is, man, that child is quite selfish, because the only thing they're thinking about is themselves. And maybe their parents are trying to teach them a lesson around, like, look, you have to work hard. And getting through that is an experience that helps you understand and value money today and later in life. Looking back on it now, I still think that that's something that could be there. But another piece that I had not thought about was maybe the money that they could get from their parents today could actually create an experience or value system that would help them in the long run. And maybe it would be a advantage experience for them to get the money today, which leads to the story I'm about to share. So I've been building my personal balance sheet really from the standpoint of I'm wanting to create generational wealth, right? We're going to have plenty of money to live on when we retire. And I'll define retirement as no longer having to work. But I'm wanting to make sure that we leave quite a bit of money behind for our kids. And my thought process was I wanted to be able to leave this money behind for the purposes of my children to create a life that they are proud of. More specifically, I'm wanting them to be so proud. I'm wanting them to be proud of something that they've built, something that they've created that has brought a ton of value to the world. And define value. Value is something that is not for them, something that is, I think I bring a ton of value in terms of making sure that I'm helping my clients with their money so that they can live the life that they want to live. Whatever my kids want to build, I want them to build that and not worry about the financial stresses that my wife and I went through. But what's interesting about this conversation that I had with this mentor was when he defined inheritance versus investment, it reshaped how I am thinking of building my balance sheet. Because after this conversation, Again, I'm wanting them to build something of value, but why wouldn't I want to experience it with them? Why wouldn't I rather invest in them rather than leaving them an inheritance? And when I think about my own family with my parents, I'm sure my parents would say the same thing. They'd rather have time spent with me while they're alive and experience that, as well as watch what I can do with the investment that they put in me. On top of, think about the belief that you may be showing your kids, or in this instance, I would be showing my children the belief that I have in them by giving them and investing in them with some money today. And with that, they get experience, they get time, hopefully that they enjoy with myself and my wife, right? And they get to build something and learn from it. Maybe they build something and it crashes and burns, but they learn something from it, right? So after this conversation that I had with my mentor in relation to investment versus inheritance, now I'm wanting to show my kids the belief that I have in them, hopefully the values that our family have, and try to embody those values, as well as experience it with them today. So today's a shorter episode, but I don't know. I couldn't, and today may feel a little bit rambly because I just it's changed everything that I'm starting to build here, and I want to make sure that I get the notice out to you all, because I think it does change how you want to build your balance sheet, right? Maybe it is giving them some money today, whereas setting money aside for tomorrow. Obviously, my kids are a little bit younger, 14 and 16, so this isn't something that may be happening right away here. But once they're out of school, maybe this does change what it is that we do for them. So I wanted to share this episode with you. I hope you found it valuable. Head over to beerandmoney.net. At the top of the page, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Inheritance versus investment. What are your thoughts on this? So go to, at the top of the page, click the Contact Us, and send us a note. What do you think? Inheritance versus investment. What are your thoughts on the difference between the two? And what are you looking at doing, if anything? Hope this episode was valuable for you. And as always, cheers.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not to be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice. Although the information has been gathered from sources believed to be reliable, please note that individual situations can vary. Therefore, the information should be relied upon only when coordinated with individual professional advice. Guest speakers and their firms are not affiliated with or endorsed by Park Avenue Securities, Guardian, or Quantified Financial Partners, and opinions stated are their own. Guardian, its subsidiaries, agents, and employees do not provide tax, legal, or accounting advice. Consult your tax, legal, or accounting professional regarding your individual situation. All investments and investment strategies contain risk and may lose value. This material is intended for general public use. By providing this content, Park Avenue Securities LLC is not undertaking to provide investment advice or a recommendation for any specific individual or situation, or to otherwise act in a fiduciary capacity. Please contact a financial representative for guidance and information that is specific to your individual situation. Ryan and Alex are registered representatives and financial advisors of Park Avenue Securities, LLC. OSJ 200 Market Street, Suite 1850, Portland, Oregon 97201. Phone number 503-221-1226. Securities products and advisory services offered through Park Avenue Securities, member FINRA, SIPC. Financial representatives of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Guardian, New York, New York. Park Avenue Securities is a wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. Quantified Financial Partners is not an affiliate or subsidiary of Park Avenue Securities or Guardian. Ryan Burklo, CA Insurance License Number 0K24924. Alexander Collins, CA Insurance License Number 0H24806.
7422777.1. Expiration date December 2026.